Alright, what do we have here? Third position. Gola, but the cards are all crap. Medium. Tex. I don't know, man. This is pretty whatever. Leto would have been the pick here, I think. I can play Ilban. It's been a while. I could play a little bit of Ilban. It's just they're all deck buildy, and like the cards aren't good, so it's I don't know. You could go Helena here, but I think it's Ilban. Helena, you know, the theory behind her would be like, if the other leaders to get picked are like Ilban and Paul and Ariana, then you might as well be the person that can take the good cards. We're gonna try for Wealth Mentat. Oh but gosh, but Leto's in the game. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Ilban. Maybe it was Helena. I don't know. Like, none of these are considered good leaders in Immortality. You'd think Immortality is a deck-building expansion, but really I think Immortality hurt almost all of the deck-building leaders, except for Ilban, who it supercharged. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You could argue Ariana here for the Gola. And Freighter Fleet's not bad. Like, Freighter Fleet's a good card, but the rest of this is junk. Hopefully somebody detonates before it's my turn, or they just churn the row out. So it's a good hand, I would say. It's mixed with lots of action. Good combat too. So we want to open Wealth Mentat here, but we'll see. You know, smuggling is obviously much better if we can get it. We can't, which, you know, to be expected, of course. So we might as well deny Ariana the round 2 Swordmaster, I guess. Let's go ahead and go Wealth. And if we Mentat play Signet Ring, then we're still going to end up, you know, only having paid 1 Solari for the transaction. If we get a lot of persuasion, like if we draw the other convincing, we can detonate to try to get something good. Helena won't have a ring to be able to interfere. Already did that, okay. So right now, the second place bid we have to beat is 4 from Leto. Ariana deploys 2 here. We probably, well, we're Wealth Mentat, so we have a little bit of flexibility on that. Yeah, I don't think we want to be involved in this. So let's go ahead and use the dagger over here. Another dagger, which isn't great, but an experimentation is pretty good. Gives us good odds of getting to the Gola. Okay, so Leto's got an intrigue. Helena had her ring but didn't use it. I'm almost at the point where, like, I would detonate here myself if Ariana does not, just to see if there's something good. Like, if there's a 6, I might need to go tech negotiation. Ariana detonates for me, and the cards are great. They're pretty expensive, but they're great. So we definitely want the Water Peddler. Access to Research Station could give us an 8. Okay, well, no such luck. Kynes, however, is very strong. Very, very strong. So what we're going to do, we're going to Signet Ring's tech negotiation to ensure that we're still at 5. Now, Leto can play around that by detonating, but if he... Oh. Ooh, brutal. I really did not think he was going to have 5. Okay, so Do we detonate here to try to get something strong? Well, we know Helena's not going to have her ring next round. And we also know that we're going to have at least 4 persuasion. So I think we leave the row the way that it is. I think that we get a detecting kit because it's a good card, and shifting allegiances because it's a 2 persuasion card. I would have liked to have Solaris in the combat, but it just didn't work out that way. Okay, so our goal is to Wealth Mentat again, but I don't know that we can make it happen. Ariana's going to go for the round 2 Swordmaster because she had the 2 Solari from the combat. Good for her. So it looks like we are going to get Wealth, but Leto could block us on Mentat. We did rather convincing again, so I think if we get Wealth Mentat, we do get an 8 as long as we're not blocked or detonated on, which is the most likely outcome. In fact, we could just Mentat. We don't actually have to Wealth first. Yeah, I think that's actually, in this specific situation, that's actually better. So we're at 8. So we have an interesting choice, right? In round 2, Kwisatz is definitely better than Directorship. Now, you know, again, we're kind of relying on nobody detonating here, so okay, every card in our deck has Persuasion, so if we go to Arakeen, we're safe in the sense that we're still at 8. So I think I would want to do that. Alternatively, we could go Tech Negotiation to ensure that we can play all 3 of our actions. This combat's really good, so I think I do want to get involved. The problem with Tech Negotiation is that you're telegraphing that you have the 8, right? But I'm gonna do it anyway. Better that than get it like taken out of my hands, basically. Also, Ariana doesn't have a detonation token anymore, so it has to be Helena or Leto to detonate on me. So it's not necessarily as likely to happen. And if they have, like... Well, Leto's not going to have much himself. He's probably going to detonate on me. But Wealth here is probably... I don't know. I mean, Wealth is nice, but this combat is really strong. I don't think, like, boycotting is a good idea. It's either Arakeen or it's Wealth. We'll see what happens. If we're going to have Kwisatz, we're going to have the ability to infiltrate Swordmaster anyway, so I'm not quite so worried on this. I think we just go Arakeen, we deploy 3. What's Helena's dagger situation? She has 2 in hand, so she's at... Basically, like, if she has a combat card, she can beat me, but 2 water... per second is still pretty good. So are you gonna detonate? No. Okay. Are you gonna detonate? She's clearly thinking about it. Wait, what am I doing? I don't have any daggers in hand. Why did I put 3 in? I knew for a fact that she was going to get there. Well, in any case, we're getting the Kwisatz, so it's hard to be up to that. Plus, we'll have the research station water to draw into it. So what do we think about Gola here? It doesn't double up Kwisatz. Maybe I should have gone Wealth. Guild Impersonator is just kind of fluff. I don't see it. We've made no research progress, so let's just hold off for now. I know Goal is a good card, but we want to draw into the Kwisatz right now. We don't want to add another card to our deck. Maybe after the shuffle it would be a little bit better. I mean, the card is good with... Oh, okay. Well, if she's blackmailing to the point, I mean, that's costing her on Fremen, so that doesn't bother me. Okay, so no Kwisatz. But what we can do here is we can Dissecting Kit, Experimentation, or we can Dissecting Kit. There's a lot of options here. Let's open like this so we have a Conspire route, I guess. Because, like, smuggling doesn't matter, right? So... do this. And then we'll go Research Station second action. Plus, we need the spice for the shifting allegiances. Maybe we don't want to grab the conventions. Like, if we could get Treachery or Chome, that's still pretty damn good. We just do these two. Trash a Signet Ring. I don't love trashing Signet Ring on Ilban, but one Solari objectively is not that important. Smuggler Scepter could also be good. It draws us 2, which we need to get back to the Kwisatz. We're not going to get the Smuggler Scepter. Somebody's going to buy it. But also we can use shifting to make up for lost time on that faction. There it is. I still don't think we want to deploy here. We can always deploy with Kwisatz if we really need to. Five specimens. Unfortunately, we're revealing first, so we're not going to have any access to new cards. But I think at this point it's okay to pick up Gola. And we should have at least 6 persuasion too, so treachery, if we get lucky, no, we can't draw into 8. Although, if Ariana hadn't taken Mentat, we could. What about Kwisatz to, like, selective? Is that crazy? I think that's... Let's draw 3. That's really good. Yeah, I think it's better than going for the Conspire, honestly. Okay, well, who knew that I would find only 1 persuasion and 3 cards? But it does give us, you know, gets us back to Kwisatz sooner, so whatever. And Treachery's a pretty good fallback. Helena with 8. Okay. Wow. She's already at 4. Pretty crazy. Smuggler's Doctor is interesting. The problem is that we don't have the shifting, right? So we could easily draw this without shifting, which seems bad. So let's do treachery and again the problem with Gola is that like I just want to redraw Kwisatz. So I guess we're reclaiming forces. Harvest cells. No, it's not terrible. But clearly, because like, well, I don't know. Conspire would have been better if Helena didn't have 8, but Helena was revealing before us anyway, so even if we had gotten to 8, we wouldn't have gotten what we were looking for. Like, the entire maneuver added 1 persuasion. We still could have afforded treachery. It didn't give us anything new. But maybe trashing the dagger, like, if we redraw Kwisatz next round, it'll probably be worth it. It's just a better swordmaster, right? I don't know. Ariana doesn't use one of her agents, so she's falling behind. She's got 5 water, but what are you going to do with it? Didn't draw Kwisatz. But we do have the stuff to go to Mentat. I don't like trashing experimentation this early, but we're going to have at least 2 troops in the combat from treachery, and I don't think anyone else really wants this. So we have a decent shot of just getting the Swordmaster next round. So where do we want a treachery to? I don't know. None of them look super attractive, honestly. Maybe Fremen, just because we would need water to go to research station. We have 2 negotiators still. I ought to get to Shuttle Fleet. We can conspire if we go Imperial Basin first. That pays Helena, which I don't like, but it's fine. And if we go to Imperial Basin, we can put 1 troop in and get the Harvest Cells to go off. And treachery to the Wealth, I guess. Or treachery to Conspire, I mean. But then that's overkill on Solari. So I guess first we go to Imperial Basin, and then second we go to Mentat. But then Mentat might be gone at that point. So let's just do this to start with. Draw 1, draw 2. No Kwisatz to be found. It's trash again. disposal for Helena, okay. Troop transport's not really useful here. So Leto is actually starting to take a lead here. Oh, Ariana, I need that. Okay. Well, we can't do Conspire, but maybe the combat can make up for it. So I guess we're going selective instead. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Well. We don't have to play the treachery. Okay, so... But the problem is we need to put another troop in if we want to use the harvest cells, and every space that would let us do that is taken. I don't see a solution there. I guess we're going to Wealth. We should be able to use harvest cells to get the spice, at least. Why didn't I go Conspire? Because I didn't have enough spice. That's right. Yeah, Ariana taking Imperial Basin really screwed me up. Because now I have to play the Treachery, but not get anything for it. I'm not even going to beat Ariana. I'm only going to get 2 Solari from this. It's really bad. There goes the Gola finally. But it doesn't reveal a good card, at least not for us. If we had a crafting card other than Dissecting Kit, then maybe, but we don't. The good news is our deck is really small, and we're kind of locking ourselves into repeat Kwisatz, I guess. You know, we could go to Secrets and just ride the Intrigue train and hope that that helps us here. I don't know. Nobody's got 3. It doesn't seem like a great idea. We have 5. We only have 7 card deck. Yikes. Okay, that might be actually too small. The Gaib is kind of good here. Could just get another Dissecting Kit and like bulldoze through the Scarab track. Slurp I'll take, right? And I'm not harvest selling, so I kind of might as well, right? You can slurp the Treachery, for example. We're kind of running out of green, too. I hate that I just gave that to Leto. That's really unfortunate. I mean, this is a good... It's faction. It's another faction bump. We're probably not competitive for that alliance, but it's also Spice on buy, which is, like, also pretty good. Let's just detonate. There's probably a good 5 out there that we can get. Yeah, okay. We're full on weird shit, Leto. Slurp, TM, Dissecting Kit, Kwisatz. We're all in on the weird shit. Can't believe I'm looking at these two. Okay. We have to reveal the TM. The treachery is detonated. We could slurp the full scale. You know what? I think what we do here is we slurp the delegate. Because if we slurp the delegate, we get enough money to go to Swordmaster. Oh, somebody took Solari, so we can just go to Wealth and get the Alliance. That's a better way of doing that. Because that'll give us the ability to slurp the full scale. I guess we could slurp to Wealth, but I think it's better to do that to a combat space. So let's just Diplomacy to Wealth. If the game goes long enough, we'll probably win. We have so much value in our deck. And we have, I mean, to our credit, we've done a lot of trashing. Signet Ring, 2 daggers, Experimentation, Reconnaissance. There are definitely Armand games where I've trashed fewer cards in round 5 than this. Leto did not buy the Subject X, which is interesting. Go ahead and Kwisatz in. The flip side is we don't want to slurp the full scale if we can buy the full scale. And we do not want to graft the Kwisatz. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, we're Ilban. We drew 2 off of that. Okay. Double Convincing in the deck, so I think it's plausible that we could get there. If Ariana doesn't have it, which she probably does. Definitely can't let Leto win this, though. Like, if it's between buying the full scale and letting Leto win the combat, we probably just have to buy the... We probably have to buy the full scale, because we can't let him win the combat. He's already too far ahead on his factions. And, like, if he's challenging these two, that's bad. So we're slurping full scale to... where? Carthag? I guess. It also lets us harvest cells, which is pretty good. Double Cross is strong, but we don't have the ability to use it at the moment. He doesn't have the spice yet. What's our last action here? I don't know. We can't use shifting because we don't have any water. We can't go to Fremen to get water. We can't use experimentation. Actually, can we do anything at all? I guess we can go to tech negotiation. I mean, costs us a persuasion, so it's not great. But these techs are so bad, though. We could buy Deado, but we're not going to use Deado. I don't know. It's better than not doing anything, presumably, but maybe not. Maybe revealing and buying the Subject X is better. Because that would give us the spice, which if we wait, Leto is going to buy it. So that might actually be better than using the agent. Like, an extra negotiator probably is not going to do anything on the margin. Is Ariana going to take the Subject X? She's going to take it as enough. She is. And we can still get it out from under him, I think. Because we just take the Scarab from the TM, and it kind of ends up the same. Technically, we can go to Arakeen with Experimentation Dissecting Kit. That does give us a research, which gives us a Scarab, but, you know, at that point, we're kind of trashing. We don't have to trash the experimentation, but we also don't get the Scarab from the reveal, so it doesn't seem better. It seems worse. I think we just reveal here. There we go. Take that out of Leto's hands, and then we can go grab another spice, or we can take a Scarab, which, I mean, not a Scarab, a Specimen, which a Specimen is just basically, you know, it's basically just another Scarab. I think that's probably better. At 5, there's truthfully not anything that I want. This is all kind of crap. Court entry lets me get rid of the harvest cells, which is not horrible, but I don't actually want to be going to Emperor anymore, so I'll add a liaison for a little bit of consistency. Just persuasion that we kind of need. Plus, we don't want Leto having the liaisons. Do you have the card? Oh my god, he does. Oh, that's so horrible. That's really bad. I mean, we get resources out of it, so whatever, but that's rough, dude. He actually is reinforcing from him. Harvest cells. Decline. There's the Kwisatz again. Again, if the game goes long enough, you know, we're going to be in good shape. We can nab the BG away from Leto by going down on Emperor. I don't love going down on Emperor, but I do like Leto not having that. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Where to take shifting, though? Probably Mentat. Yeah, probably Mentat. Only thing is we have to find more money for the double cross. But we're going down on Emperor, right? So we might as well just go back to Wealth next time we get a chance. Okay. That's awkward. We're not going to be able to get this, I don't think. Problem is, we have the Slurp, but the cards are trash. I guess we could Slurp a Court Intrigue, though. That wouldn't be too bad. Let's just mulligan the economic positioning. Let's just go where we want to go anyway. So it's not too bad. It's not as amazing as a Treachery, but it's decent. What are the texts? Still crap. But Deado is good for Leto. Detonation. Okay. Well, we get 2 spice from using the Corrupt Smuggler with Slurp, so that's okay. And we don't have it in hand, but because this is going to draw us a card at a minimum, so I'm just kind of assuming that we're going to get there. I could do a Deado Denial, but that just seems like a pretty weak play. But I'll go experimenting to... now, this is interesting. That might be worth playing the TM for. Put that in hand. Icy Artillery. Wind Traps. It's not terrible. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this, actually. Oh, but it doesn't actually acquire it in hand yet. It just acquires it. So we don't want to do that. Let's pop that before Leto gets any ideas. Okay. Gonna Highliner next round too. Okay. Smuggling gives us our 1 Solari for the double cross at least. But it might be better. It might be better used next round. We can mulligan the Intrigue card still off of the actual Talaxu track. So I think I'll probably be doing that. Okay, I don't love losing Airkeen here. Technically I can still Kwisatz to it, but that seems kind of bad. Like, Kwisatz we want to be using for faction, if at all possible. I think we maybe just Kwisatz to Wealth here. Get our troops back. Again, we're kind of playing to counter Leto as much as possible. It would have been nice to infiltrate a space, but I think this is the better play. guess we're actually not slurping. But we did draw faction 6, so that's nice. Jesus. Someone's car alarm's going off. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Techs are still not satisfactory. I mean, to be fair, I can pick up a free wind traps. It's like, how bad can it be? Carthag gone. Ugh. Man, I'm seriously running out of options. I think we just take diplomacy to still suits. Opulence gone. I think the existence of the Worm Riders reconfirms the idea that still suits is probably the play here. I don't see any reason to deploy. She doesn't have detonation, so let's just stay out of it. Especially since one troop doesn't even beat Leto's Dread. At least he doesn't have SMF, which with Kynes was probably the most likely outcome. He buys the Worm Riders, which is more Fremen, which is not great, but it is what it is. We're not getting an SMF, I don't think. We're going to draw one card from this, but that's not likely. We'd have to draw both cards, and we don't have enough research for that. If we had one more research, we could get an SMF. And the cards are not good enough for TM to make any sense. So I think we're just playing Liaison at Tech Negotiation. Picking up a free wind traps, I guess. It's definitely not what I wanted to do with all those tech negotiations, I'll tell you that much. And then, of course, Mentat is a waste. We could do Dedo, actually. If we do Dedo, yeah, I mean, we deny it to Leto. And we have enough Solari that we could go back there and do that. So, sure, why not? Is it worthless? Yeah, kinda, but whatever. Okay, so research number 1. Mulligan the positioning. No other ways is not bad. That draws us into us in our Scarab. Scarab point. Research number 2, we take the Spice because the Scarabs are useless. Pop no other ways from their point. So now we've actually jumped into the lead, technically. These cards are just not good enough, though. I could pick up Jamis, but why? I just think we have to leave it the way that it is. Any cards that we draw make it less likely we draw another Kwisatz, so I don't see it. Our specimens now just turn to troops, but they're kind of late troops. Potentially too late to matter troops. But if we go to Dreadnought to buy a Dread, you know, Dedo, we do have Spice that we could spend for wind traps, which probably doesn't matter. Ooh, Grand Vision. Okay, well, there's a good and a bad to that. The good to that is that the game's going to go another round. The bad to that The bad to that is I don't like it very much. um, there's no green here either. I think we just have to hold off. Experimentation draws a card. TM draws cards, but it draws them too late for us to care. I think we do go to Dread here. Either that or Research Station. Go to Dread first. Kwisatz is perfect here. Let's do Wind Traps, I guess. It gives us the ability to go to Hardy Warriors. Or to Slurp Duncan, Idaho. We're going to need more money if we want to double cross. But winning this combat is like, it's worth at least a point from the Deado. And other people are probably not going to want to fight very hard for it. So, you know, we potentially have an opening there. I'm considering just taking Experimentation as smuggling and cashing out for Solari. Because then we could go to High Council. But we do need spice for the shifting, so I don't know. Could just slurp Corrupt Smuggler to fold space, and that would solve that problem. It's not an amazing use of the card by any means, but it, you know, it does give us spice for the shifting. Like it does most of what we need. The advantage of going smuggling here is that we block Leto. What does Leto get? Well, Leto would get troop transports, which we don't want him to have. So yeah, maybe we do go smuggling then. Smuggling and go up, I think, because we can always Kwisatz to smuggling again. Okay, so now he doesn't have access to troop transports anymore. So I care less. I still think it might be the play. Like, he's going to get a lot out of this. And if he uses his ring, he can steal Emperor from us. So let's block that off. Diplomacy. Okay. And it gives us the Solari for double cross. Highliner. Okay. Now, if he wins the combat, we're probably the victim of that, since we have kind of the perfect storm on Emperor. But we can reinforce that. We end up drawing our deck here, right? Because Kwisatz draws a card, and so the TM draws 2. That's 5 persuasion. So right now we're at 10 persuasion. If we play the Slurp with our other card, then we do have an SMF. I think we want to play Kwisatz here because we want to basically know what our new card is. Do we care though? I don't know that we care. So maybe we just go ahead and Slurp. I do think we want to try to win the combat now. We're going last next round, so our odds of doing it next round are not great. So maybe that means we're actually slurping Hardy Warriors instead on Jamis. Oh, man. Just after we're done slurping, that comes out, huh? The good news is, they don't know that we have Quiz. So it gives us a little bit of unpredictability here. Although they're going to know by the time that Leto takes his last action, because he has Mentat, which is not great. We can take Quizzets anywhere. So where are we taking it? Which I think is actually bad now, because we don't care about the Scarab anymore. So this is kind of our next target for trashing. So yeah, if we want to win the combat, where are we sending Quizups to? You know, I could do Hardy again. If I do Hardy again, I just steal the Alliance from Leto with the combat victory. That seems pretty good. Sure, it's not as glamorous as going smuggling, but it's like a 2-point swing between me and Leto, and I think that's what matters. Sending the agent on Hardy Warriors to Hardy Warriors is a little bit goofy, but that's just how it goes. And if we have to double cross on reveal, we can. Our Ariana has artillery, so we have to consider that too. But she has to make up a lot of daggers. And we're going to know when she reveals what she's got. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. We're at 9 cards. When we buy the SMF, we're going to go to a 10-card deck, which is a little awkward because the SMF is worse than the experimentation, but it's just how it goes. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Do we win if we win this combat? I think we do. Yeah, we do, actually. We put the game away this round if we win the combat. So double crossing here is a no-brainer. Ariana would have to have a lot of daggers. Although if Leto has the Worm Riders in hand, then he's going to have a lot of daggers. He could still beat us if he has the Worm Riders. Because he's got the Alliance at the moment. Was that 6 daggers? 6 daggers. It's a huge swing. Appropriate. Does appropriate help here? No. It doesn't make a difference in terms of stealing Leto's Alliance. Right. And we don't have a way to put troops into the combat, so that doesn't matter. So we definitely double-cross Leto. It just might not be enough. Especially if he has like another ambush or something. 6 daggers. That's what we predicted. So it just comes down to does he have a combat card or not, which last time we were in this situation he did. Now he can use the appropriate to buy a tech. But that shouldn't... If he buys ordnance, does he get the daggers? Oh, he does. That's crazy. Well, nothing I can do there, I guess. He steals Emperor from us, and then we steal one of these 2 alliances back on our next turn with allegiances as long as we draw it. So he actually chooses to lock up Fremen, which makes sense because, yeah, that makes sense. That gives him more room to steal something else. But that prevents us from winning the game this round. That's crazy. We get the 3 spice, so we're guaranteed enough spice to actually use the shifting if we draw it. And he, of course he does choose Emperor here. And he can lock that up if he goes to Emperor first action. Strong arm. Not really useful. That could be useful. But we also lose the detonation there, so that was a horrible swing for us. Not only that, we didn't draw the shifting allegiances, and we did draw the spice must flow. Oh, and we didn't draw the Kwisatz. That's horrible. Just plain horrible. We could use TM to put long reach in hand. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'd be better off just going selective breeding, trashing the SMF, and trying to draw into our power cards. That appropriate, though. And I couldn't detonate it away, either. Oh, he's got 3 intrigue. I think he's just going to win. Highliner. Okay. Somebody was going to do it, I suppose. We don't have enough Solari to Mentat. Although TM will give us enough Solari to Mentat. So I think that is what we're going to do here. The problem here is that if we go up on Emperor, he's just going to reinforce. So we kind of have to go up on Guild. Goes up on BG, he might get stolen from him. So I think we're taking Dissecting Kit to Research Station as long as Ariana doesn't take it. That's probably better than going to Selective Breeding. We just graph the Dissecting Kit. And then we get the 2 faction bumps. So that gives us 1 point on Guild, and it lets us at least threaten Leto if he doesn't immediately correct to Emperor. Draws us 3 cards. Greater than 50% chance of Kwisatz. Leto might not be able to end the game this round either. And if Ariana does take Research Station... Oh, damn it. Okay, well that's what Selective is for, I guess. We have to Diplomacy there, which means we don't get the Long Reach to go off. It's not great. Or no, we can Mentat. So actually I think Long Reach, Dissecting Kit, Mentat is better. What else are we going to use the Solari There it is. Okay. I don't think there's any use in trashing the long reach. I guess it's troops, but that doesn't matter. And then we're gonna go up on Emperor, obviously, and we're gonna go up on Guild. Because lets us go to Research Station. It's actually kind of overdrawing us a little bit. Although the selective breeding is, or the not selective breeding, the handshake is not useful now because either Leto's reinforcing Guild or Emperor, or he's not. There's not like a middle ground there. But he is stuck at 4 intrigues, which means we probably want to go steal from him. Because it's probably like either combat points or in-game stuff. He just goes to Arakeen. Interesting. I do think there's a possibility the game goes another round, but probably not. Because whoever wins the combat probably pushes the game to the end here. Like, I want to detonate, but I don't think I can actually get the numbers high enough. Which is sad, because we're 1 spice away from being able to go to Highliner with Kwisatz. So he stuck himself out at 4 intrigue cards. The problem is let's say we steal his Emperor Alliance. Okay, fine. I'm at 10 at that point, right? And then, whoever wins the combat, which isn't me because I'm not participating in the combat, that person just wins the game. So, I don't know. This is going to be tough. Like, we could do it if we could get a Spice Mist flow. So I guess my question then is, like, what's our best route to winning the combat? I don't think Research Station is it. Research Station only lets me deploy a Dread and a Troop. That's not enough. Maybe we go to Secrets. And we try to get combat cards off of Leto. Or in-game points. That does leave us with 2 actions remaining. So they're all done with their actions. Leto might have something on reveal, so I think we should go Secrets immediately. He's going to get an SMF because he's got Kind. If we're not lucky, he might have 2. So let's do this first. Private Army is pretty good. That does give us a shot at winning the combat. This is 8 daggers, which is a lot. So maybe we're better off going to, like, Carthag. Right? If we go to Carthag, we're not contesting his alliance in any way. But Carthag probably gives us the best odds of winning the combat. The problem is I think he's got, like, plans within plans or something. And if he's got plans within plans, he just wins no matter what. Okay, so 15 is the number to beat. Arena has no intrigue cards. So can we do it? Let's do the math. Carthag is a Dread and 2 troops, right? A Dread and 2 troops is 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 5 is 13. Plus Tactician gets me there. But that's assuming that Leto doesn't have any more gas, which he might. That's better than Hardy Warriors, I think, because Hardy Warriors is like, whatever. Let's say we went Research Station instead. Guarantees we draw all this stuff. Is there anything useful to draw, to play with Uslurp? Probably not. Gunthopter doesn't do anything. Corrupt Smuggler is too late to matter. So none of these cards really matter that much. So Research Station is, like, probably not that necessary. It's an SMF, right? We're at 4. You add 5. But it's literally only an SMF. because we cannot play any card. Unless we, I guess we could do shifting to tech negotiation, buy a mimic film, and then we... That's just so extra. But let's look at the math. What's the math, right? Because we have one reveal from the slurp. Dagger. So that's... we added 5, so 6. And then we add these 8. Right? That's 14. It's not enough. So I think Carthag is the play here. And we take our guy off of secrets to do it. Cannon turrets. That's really good. Because the 2 people that are likely to win the combat have dreadnoughts. Okay. So our last action here. We have the slurp. Obviously, it would be nice to deploy more troops to the combat. Alternatively, we just don't go digging for more secrets. Right now, if we do play a slurp, we're at 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 2 is 17, but we make everyone else go down by 2, so it's more like we're at 19. That's probably enough. So why not try to dig for secrets? Ixion probe, unfortunately you do not do anything. Right? Yeah, you don't do anything. Although, what if I discard SMF and a no, it doesn't do anything, right? Because we just draw the same convincing. So, let's go ahead and reveal. Negotiate withdraw, I guess. It's a troop. That might matter. Probably won't, but it might. We're choosing not to steal Emperor because I think the combat's all that matters here, really. Okay, so Leto doesn't have the juice, or else he would have played it already. Could have that, And Ariana doesn't have cards. So even if he has counter stroke or whatever it's called, it's not enough. Now, if he has plans within plans, we lose, but that's just gruesome. Okay. That didn't give him a point? I guess he already had that point. Detonate and go to 12. Let's go. That was a close one. But even though we didn't get a Swordmaster until like round 5, we took a lot of actions because I don't know how many times we drew Kwisatz. We probably drew Kwisatz like 4 times. So, point salad is Battle for Imperial Basin, BG Alliance, 4 friendships, 1 SMF, only 1. Double Scarab points and a Dedo point. Pretty interesting. Oh, he had Talaxu Puppet, so he did have an extra point in hand. Nothing crazy. I think that's the one that requires High Council, right? Yeah, it is. So if I had stolen it from his hand, I would have taken a point out of his hand, but I wouldn't have given myself anything. And the Dedo is the reason why it didn't make sense to go for his alliance anymore. But the long reach from the TM did matter because it basically gave us the ability to get the friendship from the guild, which is kind of nice. These cards didn't do anything, unfortunately. Were there any intrigue cards that we had that really made a huge difference? Harvest Cells didn't matter, that's for sure. Secret of Sisterhood also probably did not matter. Know Their Ways also probably didn't matter. Double Cross didn't matter. We stole these cards. So I would say that this is one of the games that we actually won without getting good intrigue card luck. A lot of the games when I do my post-game debriefings, intrigue cards weigh heavily on the outcome. But this wasn't one of those games. I would say this is a game where we kind of fought against the intrigue cards quite a bit. Yeah. Pretty cool, though. I mean, doing Slurp Quizzots is space dudes. Yeah, that'll definitely be the thumbnail. Some kind of like space dude nonsense. Did we slurp anything super cool? What did we slurp? We slurped Full Scale, which is pretty good. We didn't actually win that combat, but it was pretty good. And then we slurped Jamis, and then we slurped Plant Coupling. We didn't win that combat either. I don't know. If you look at the actual... If you look at the actual slurps, it might not have done anything at all, actually. Right? I mean, hard to say that this is doing nothing. I don't know. Anyway, MVP card definitely Quizzots. They should have detonated for this. I don't really know why they didn't. But yeah, sometimes it makes sense to go after cards instead of Swordmaster. Hope you guys enjoy.